Well, hello, 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 hello. How many hellos can I give you? It's Tuesday night, so it's Biz to Biz with Joy. Grow your business in style, where leaders who are leaving legacies arrive. This is the world of joy, your joy. It happens to be my name, but it's your joy. Welcome. Always good to have you here. Tonight, we're going to do a little soul searching. We're going to go a little deeper than we usually do because we're going to talk about how you are not here to settle. None of us. Oh, no, 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 no. And the warning is don't make that mistake, which can happen because we're not out of this pandemic yet. And so it's time to really start thinking and going deep about your plan and your focus. I am Joy Ruffen, your style and leadership coach. Women hire me to amp up their wow factor. And these are women who are in their second act, second chapter, midlife, women who are transitioning from one something to another, and regardless of age. And if that was ever prevalent, it's prevalent now because of this pandemic. So many who lost their jobs, so many who left the job force to go and do something else for numerous reasons are finding now that it's the time to do some soul searching, to come up with what fits and what works for them best. And we're all somewhat in this basket, whether you are entrepreneurial or corporate, working from home, however you want to dice, slice, and splice it up. It's time to do a lot of soul searching and ask yourself, who am I? Why am I here? And what am I to do here? And I want to give you some food for thought. And basically, that food for thought is going to be for you to do your soul searching. And hopefully, you'll be able to find someone that you have high regard and respect for, that you honor their values, your coach, your consultant, your mentor, and ask them, share with them, because whatever it is that you're about, it's embedded there and it wants to wake up. It wants to wake up. Now, here's some tools and nuggets and food for thought. Some of them you might have heard of and some not. And I do hope that you'll share out this video because sharing and collaboration, oh, it's fun. We don't do anything alone. None of us. I don't care what your gifts and talents are, which you are here to master. You're here to master. Some of the gifts and talents that you have to be mastered. They have to be skillfully updated, elevated, polished, so that when you share them with your tribe, your circle, your group, you are the expert, the specialist, the consultant that is able to deliver it and give them the value that they want. And in order to do that, my friends, all of us, everything that I'm sharing with you is a journey that I'm on, going through, been there, still going, still moving onward, because we have to really be honest with ourselves. And what does that mean? Some people will tell you, well, write down on a list all the things that you're good at. Excuse me, my sinuses are killing me today, so I'm doing a lot of this, so bear with me. One of the things that you'll hear a lot is that if you're not sure, and you do know, but sometimes that knowing hasn't been poked at yet enough. So you write down all the things that you love to do. And then adjacent to that, the things that you love to do, but maybe you're not very good at. And then you just keep going with that list and you finalize it down to 3 to 5, contingent upon the areas that you are the expert. You are the specialist. You have your special indelible signature stamp that you put on it. Most of you know that my work as a signature style specialist is working with women, especially women who want to amp up their wow factor, meaning they don't want to be invisible, they don't want to be outdated, they don't want to be frumpy and just, they want to stand in their commanding, compelling, and confident presence with certainty. And with the life cycle, life changes. You have to be aware of how you segue from what was to what's going to be and what will be best for you that will highlight, spotlight, and showcase you in the best way. And let's be honest, honesty, being honest with yourself, when you look in that mirror, and this applies to any and every and all businesses, regardless to the product or the service that you're offering. Knowing your expertism and what you excel in, that zone of genius, that word that's bouncing around, that's what we all need to get to. And once you get there, you begin to research and explode into every area that you can so that you can find your group, your circle, your tribe of people that need and want and crave for your services. I didn't say it would be easy. It's not going to be easy, but it can be done. And you can do it. This is my website. You can always go here and peruse. We're tweaking and changing a lot of things, and that's why I'm doing all of these solos here. And I'm waiting for some good happenings that I'll be sharing with you. But until then, I'm happy being here with you just as we are here and now. Because this Biz to Biz with Joy, grow your business in style, regardless to the type of business that you have, this is major. And I just want to start with that. Be honest with yourself. You want to be, as someone said once, I don't remember who, so much rolling around here, there, and about, said, you not only want to be the best at what you're doing, you want to be the only one who can do what you do and offer the value that you offer in the unique, extraordinary way that you do. Product or service, doesn't matter. You have to be honest with yourself. And that leads me to focus on your service. Focus on the values that you bring to the people that you serve. And sometimes I'm guilty. I bet you are too. Sometimes you look in that mirror and you don't see what you want to see. But if you're going to be, remember we started with being honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. And whatever it is that's coming back at you from and through that mirror, embrace it. Because that's what we work with. Not only in business, whether product or service, but with you and your signature style, your branding, and the honesty of how you want to project who you are. So you have to focus on what is the value that you're going to bring to the people that you serve, and how are you going to deliver that value to them. These are the things that we map out. And as I have been told, and it was painful, you put the cart before the horse sometimes. We all do. This internet online business that many of us are involved with, it's new. And so many are tap dancing in every different direction, every shiny bubble. And that's what happens when you're new. And for all of you out there who are tuning in now and who will come in and tune in a wee bit later, this is what you really need to know. Find someone, 1, 2, 3 max, contingent upon what your product or service might be, and then allow yourself to be in their camp and their service and tune into what they have to share. Because if you're, as I was, in and out, embracing, gathering to you any and every, all of those shiny bubbles and beads, it's hard to focus. And it's very easy to put the cart before the horse, which is what so many people do. This is a new frontier. And a lot of people, because of this pandemic, are now, who might have been doing it part-time originally, or might have wanted to do it and said, I'll wait, are now dwelling in deep. Because this is just like the Gold Coast River, the Nuggets back in the day, the California Gold Rush days, and the space adventure and all of these new frontiers. This is somewhat for many, many people. But your product, your value, and the service that you bring and how you bring it is very, very important. And here's something else that's major that I want you to take and use it and take it to the bank. What am I doing with you here now? Hopefully impactful, hopefully entertaining somewhat, and educational, motivational, all of those words that we use and we like. my intention is always to bring you not only the facts and the figures and the stories, but make them fun and entertaining for you and educational, because I love laughter. And if you don't have a sense of humor, I hope you'll gather one as you get to know me. Humor is major. And yet, here's what I started to share with you. And has been for me a really phenomenal learning tool because of what I do, interviewing people. And I love to do that because I enjoy putting other people in the spotlight and showcasing their gifts, talents, and skills. And I'm not bragging, I'm just simply sharing. I'm good at it, beyond good, because I enjoy it so much. And you know why? Because what I'm going to share with you here now is what you will have to master if you haven't, when you do whatever you're doing in your business and you're conversing with others, listening. As much as I'm chatting with you now and sharing with you information, and I'm solo here alone, when you are out and about in your business and you are a leader who wants to be about leaving legacies and empowering the people, championing the people, advocate for the people that you work with and that you serve and they serve you, have to listen. And you don't have to be right, but you have to tune in and hear what they have to say, because then you respond to them. And your best mode of doing that is not to agree or disagree. And this is just something that, you know how you know and you don't know because you don't utilize it? This is what I've come to know. Listen. Listen with your heart and your soul, your mindset, your heart set, and your outlook. Connect it to the person that you're communicating with. And that leads me to something, what I'm doing in this box with you. I wasn't aware of this. I didn't even know it was a skill that maybe I could master and will always be in the process of mastering. But here's what I've learned. I guess I'd heard it. I might have witnessed it, but it didn't dawn on me to the depths that it has now. Maybe because of my association with this fabulous group that I belong to, Toastmasters. Some people poo-poo it, knock it. I've heard them. I don't know why. It's one of the best groups you'll find on the planet if you want to be a speaker. But here is what I want to share with you. Your communication skills. And this is something else that I am learning. The more you master your communication skills, the better you are to be able to deliver with clarity so that you're not all over the place and confusing people, which I could do very easily. I am in the process of learning to not only to listen, but to speak with clarity. And that doesn't mean with highfalutin words and big words and using words and sentences that string and dance along. It means that when you're speaking and you're expressing a point of view, or you're wanting to get a message across, that you attempt in every way that you can, contingent upon the audience and the person that you're speaking to, that you're understood, that you're heard, and that they understand what you're conveying. So your speaking skills, which aligns and connects with communication skills, it's major if you're in business, any kind of business, any type of business. And what I've learned to do, and I'm sharing this nugget, this tip with you, don't make this mistake. When you get a notification, an email, a text, a letter, a phone message, maybe even they're talking with you on the phone and they say something that you say, ooh, and it just doesn't compute. It doesn't jive. It doesn't register. And it annoys. Breathe. Breathe deep. And put a smile on your face if it's not there. And listen. Let them go on. And then later, not then, minimum 8 hours later, go back and share in a genteel way, strong with strength and conviction, what you want to say. especially if it's, something that they might not want to hear. So be mindful of your communication skills, because people are looking and listening and tuning in. Not only are they looking at you and how you show up, and here's another nugget. You've heard me say it, and I'm going to say it again and again because it's my mantra and it's what I strongly believe. And not to be better, but to be your best, your best, your best, your best self. Definitely. People sometimes are not even aware that everyone can forgive different settings and situations. Most people are compassionate, loving, and forgiving. But also, adjacent to that, contingent upon the circumstances and the situation, people want professionals. They want pros. They want people who not only are knowledgeable and an expert and an influencer about what their business might be, but they want your compassion and your heart. And they want to know that you care about them. And in order to be able to do that, you must learn, because you choose to, communicate in love with clarity. I'm not saying it's easy. I am not saying it's easy. Yet, if you're in leadership and you have a business and you want it to be successful, you want to. I went with hubby the other day, and this is what I want to share with you before I go to a quick little break. And I'm going to ask you before, if you haven't already, and you're here for the first time, put in the word biz, B-I-Z, in the comments, and you'll be delivered your complimentary booklet. And it's filled with good little nuggets and tips and tools for you if you're going to be interviewing. But back to business and not settling and rising always to the top, the best of the best. That's who you want to be. The qualifier is knowing you're no better than anybody else, but you are the best of the best at what you do. And here's what I wanted to share with you about hubby. Spent pretty much half of the day with him at the doctor's. And I noted, and it's the first time I'd gone with him to this particular office. As soon as we walked through the door, the vibe was embracing. It was engaging. There were smiles on the faces of the lady that was at the receptionist desk and the one who was standing there at the door to say hello, greetings, nice to see you here, welcome, make yourself comfortable. And then I went over to the desk and the lady there was charming. I said, this is a little bit unusual from time to time. And then we went in after a short wait and we met the doctor. Hello, introductions, and the two nurses that were there assisting him. Beyond cordial, beyond friendly, beyond caring, compassionate. It wasn't a front. It wasn't a facade, a pseudo cavalier. It was authentic. You remember that word? It was real. So I said to him, hubby and I, we go here and there because he's in and out with doctors. And this is the first time I've been here because he had gone there before with his friends who would take him back and forth. And so I said, but my first time, and I have to compliment you because the vibe in this office is very comforting and welcoming. And he said, well, thank you for that. And I said, I don't know what it is, but they always say the people at the top, it permeates down. So whatever you're doing, blessings to you. So he said to me, look at the two ladies who are here and ask them both how long they've been with me. So I did. I had asked their names. They gave me their names. And one said, I've been with him 17 years. And the other said, I've been with him 22 years. What does that say? They weren't there just for the paycheck. Sure, that was important. That speaks volumes to the vibe that I felt when I walked into that office with hubby. And this is what you want to convey in the businesses that you're in, as I do in the business that I do. When I meet and greet the women that I work with, I want them to feel that I have their best interests at heart, that I'm not going to allow them in love to settle just because this life cycle has happened and this life body change has happened. My assignment is to introduce them to the best of the best for them so that they can always show up and spotlight and shine in their greatness, because everyone has it. And how you get to know that, because we as women, we weren't taught, and a lot of men too. But fashion, I love it. But somehow, somewhere, I don't know where, I'm not doing the research, we dropped the ball. And my assignment is for us to pick that ball up and run with it again, because it's our time. And I shared that scenario with you because I want women to know that aging is inevitable. It happens. We don't have to grow old in the traditional sense. We can still be spiffy. I like that word, spiffy. We can still shine and grow in the best way. So I'm going to ask you to do two things here. You already know to put in biz in the comments, BIZ, and you'll get your complimentary gift. And also, if you are not a member, even though this is biz to business for men and women, it's leaders leaving legacies, because men were asking, and I love to interview people, men and women. No children thus far, but maybe down the road. I want you to know that this is open for you, this group, and I want you to be a member, but I want you to be a member, and I want you to see yourself as a leading lady. And when you come aboard, I will send you a little memo asking you why you join and what you want from the group. And you know that I'm always on my Facebook business page. That's where you'll find me and the group. And I also want you to know that this group, Leading Ladies, is to empower you to be all about the greatness that's within you and not to settle. It's too easy to settle. We don't want to settle. So I want you to share this video, because, ladies, it's our time. If you are a heart-centered leader, and I know that you are, a female trailblazer, an agent of change, purpose-driven, oh, and I love my cosmic hills. That's why I put spiritual, personal, professional, and spiritual development. Then we can have a conversation. I'd love for you to make a calendar event with me, and I will send you a Zoom link so we can do a one-on-one connecting, because that's how I want to get to know you, and I want you to get to know me. And I want you to start to think more through this pandemic, which we were hoping would be over, and yet it seems to be not so. I want you to be thinking about, what is it that you really want to do? What is your purpose? Who are you? Who are you called to be? Who are you called to serve? Not why, but who are you? And what are you going to offer to the people that you serve? If you can just start there and then master the list of all the things that you want to be about, and whatever it is, it's going to be, you want to be able to focus on the service that you're going to offer them, and offer them in a way that spotlights your expertise, your zone of genius. And that listening, I believe that it's probably the hardest thing for most of us to do. Because most people, I like the word most, many, and some, took that from one of my many, many mentors, didn't take it, ask permission. But we like to talk, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes when you're in a group of people and you're sitting there, sit back, stand back, tune completely in, and listen, because people love to talk. And if you are a good listener, you can learn so much, even if you're not empathic as I am. You will learn so much about that individual, that person, that will benefit you in opening the door to their heartstrings, to their soul essence. That's where you want to be. That's who you want to connect with. The spirit, the essence, the soul, the heart of that individual, so that they will embrace the value that you're going to bring to them and the business, the product, or the service that you're offering. It's so easy to listen. And when you know what? Let me back up a minute, because I should qualify that. It's so easy to listen when you really want to get to know the person. But if you're just talking and listening so that you can speak up next, then that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about listening so you can get the essence and the spirit of the person. And you can't do that unless you're really listening. I bet you understand what I'm saying. I bet you get exactly what I'm saying. And that said, I want to leave you with this. Focus on your communication skills. The workshops, the new programs and formats that I'm putting together, it's so that I can aid, assist, and guide you to be the best you in what you're doing when you deliver your product, your service, and your message. And being able to do that will give me the greatest joy. You're entering your world of joy. It just happens to be my name. And once again, I don't know if you were here before, but I'll just end with this. There's a vast difference. And sometimes I like to throw seeds out. I like that expression, seeding, because that way it prompts you to do your own research and to do your own gathering of information. There is a vast difference. It's a slight boom, but it's vast between happy and joy. Most people seek happiness. We get that. We understand that. But in your business, the business that you want to be in your zone of genius, serving the people, focusing on the service that you offer, you want to be able to extend to them their joy so that it's everlasting and it emanates from within. And that means that through the good times and the bad times, that's the seed of joy. It's there. Doesn't mean that they don't have their bad days. Doesn't mean that from time to time things don't happen and they want to go, somewhat ballistic. Human beings are human beings. We're human beings. Yet, once we get the semantics down between the differences, when people ask you, what do you want most in life? You can reply, not happy. Say, I want joy in my life. Oh, that makes a difference. And when you say, what do you want most in life, in my business? You say, I want money. You want wealth. And that means that you're serving and focusing on giving the value to the people that you serve because you've listened to what they have to say and you're speaking their language so that they can embrace and hear what you have to say. There's a vast, vast difference, no matter what business or service it is. So what I leave you with is this. You already know this, but many of us have to hear, as I do, over and over again, something until it resonates, as one of my friends said, into the marrow of my bones. You are in leadership, and you are not here to settle for anything. Compromise, yes, from time to time, but you are not going to make the mistake of settling. You are going to rise and soar into the best of the best that you have to offer and the value and the services that you offer to the people that you serve. That said, I want you to make sure that you go and join my Facebook group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. I also want to, by the way, I'm back with you tomorrow, so it's a good thing. I want you to make sure everything is here. It's very much, it's clear because the name is Ruffen with an E, so it's easy to find, and you'll find my website as well. But what I want you to do is just connect with me because I really want to get to know you. I do. And I want to share my wisdom with you. Oh, I've been around the block quite a few times. Yes, I have. But that's life, the cycle of life. That's why of the lot, I love the entertainment industry and the movie and the Broadway shows and all of that. Love it, love it, love it. And the Broadway play, The Lion King, it was a great play. But what I took away from it that I want to leave you with is this. Life is beautiful. And it's the cycles of life. Until you get to really love, embrace, and accept them, there will be no joy in your life. So embrace the cycles of life because they're beautiful. Thank you for being here. It's always, always my pleasure to be with you to share time and space. And remember, you are not here to settle. Sending you much love and all the best. See you soon, like tomorrow night. Until then, be well, stay safe, and wear the mask if you still have to. See you soon. Take care. So long for now.